Good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. The Dr. Don Road Show. How you like my little Dr. Don vehicle I got there with the little radar turning right there on top? I designed all that myself. Isn't that something? That's pretty cool. We are set up at the New Hope Volunteer Fire Department, Station 8, just off Highway 48, about halfway between Wedowee and Woodland on County Road 56. And we are going to be here probably for about another 30 to 45 minutes or so. The turkey shoot is kind of wrapped up for the day. They had a pretty good turnout this morning. And so they're breaking down the turkey shoot piece over there. So, Dana, we don't have to keep dodging every time one of those 12-gauge shotguns go off over there.
The city slicker, when I got out of the car, I was like, oh, it's turkey shoot. I forgot it's turkey shoot. Okay, all right, we're good.
We ain't going to have to run by Walmart when we leave here now. So.
Exactly.
But anyway, we're going to be here for a little while longer. If you're in the area, if you're on your way up here, come on by and hang out with us. I want to show you the weather right quick. Currently, we do have a few showers, primarily over in West Georgia now. And that stretches from the I-20 corridor just to the west of Villa Rica, all the way back down Carroll County, down into Hurd and Troop, even now down into Harris, and just to the west of Columbus, right there along I-185. We have a pretty heavy thunderstorm there that's slowly working back toward Columbus Metro. But in East Alabama, not a whole lot going on. Maybe a few showers trying to develop up there just west of Anniston, right there along the lake. But across Randolph County, high and dry at this time. And so I wanted to get Dana back in here before we wrap things up today and talk just a little bit more for those of you that didn't join us. So, and we have the grandbaby in here too. This is Baby Jay, I call him. His name is Jameson. And he loves to talk on the microphone. Reckon he gets that from his peepaw? Is that a weather forecast right there or what?
In the summer, yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, that means it's going to be sunny and hot right there. But we wanted to bring Dana on with us today and let him give us a chance to kind of tell us about himself, because we're going to start doing some things with him. He is going to join us here on Dr. Don's Weather and start working with us. We got to get all the technical side of that put together so we can bring you in on our broadcast. That can be done multiple different ways, and we've just got to put our minds together and figure out exactly the best way to do all of that and have him in here with us. And when we get into severe weather situations, maybe we can just kind of bounce back and forth, and there's no telling what this child's fixing to switch here and show you. So yeah, exactly. Maybe entertaining just to stay tuned to see what shows up on your phone here in a few minutes. But again, Dana, I wanted to thank you for coming by and spending some time with us today, and look forward to you becoming part of the Dr. Don family.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the invite. And, I feel like family already. I mean, we talked about we got the same background, kind of got the same passion and love for what we do. It's not about the checkbook. It's about, helping people out. And that's really where I'm coming from, too, doing that. And like you said, we got our grocery paying jobs, you with the state EMA, me with Auburn University. So we're good there. We just want to be able to help out and provide a service that we think is underserved to a very underserved area. And we both agree on that as well. So great to, put a face with a name finally and talk to you. And I love being out here, and more of this community involvement type stuff is really, where it's at. So love being able to be out here and do that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. And one other thing that we haven't talked about a whole lot that we have in common, and one of the reasons I know that's right. One of the reasons I know we're going to get along so well, you probably won't find bigger Auburn folks than myself and producer Tracy over there. This one's better half, Dad, and better half over there. We're all Auburn folks. I tell you how far back I go. I go back to the year the Texas Longhorns came to Auburn and beat the daylights out of us. That was 78, 79, somewhere in there. You used to go to all the home games. Didn't miss an Auburn-Alabama game for 25-plus years. I was at Jordan-Hare the first time Alabama came and played in Auburn. I was on the sidelines filming for TV 33 the night the gymnasium burned to the ground, the LSU game that we would have won had the place not caught on fire, but that's a whole other story. Go way back with Auburn, and I know we're going to have a good time with that, hollering War Eagle. Just got through watching the Tigers play a little baseball.
Yeah.
Did pretty good in the College World Series. I think we got is today. Let's see, what time's the game played today? 6 o'clock. Oh, we may get home in time enough to watch that. That'll be good, too. But anyway, yeah, we have a lot in common. I look forward to it. And anything that we can do to continue to bring good weather information to all of East Alabama and West Georgia. You know, I had people join me. I had several people from across the pond join us during severe weather coverage that thought, number one, thought that was cool. I'm not against doing the weather pretty much anywhere if I know I've got somebody in the room and there's something serious happening. It's all about helping protect people and giving them the information they need. It's all about being prepared. You know as well as I do, if you know something's going on and you're prepared for it, then your chances of being able to survive a severe weather situation such as a tornado, as long as you know what's going on, your chances of surviving are much greater.
Yeah, and I found that too. People that have a fear of severe weather, a fear of tornadoes, if they are informed, they know, they kind of get over that fear. You know, what's the cheesy G.I. Joe saying? Knowing is half the battle. Yeah. That's pretty much it. So, being able to help out there, and I had a personal fear of it too when I was little. And now that I have an understanding of it and knowing that it's a very small pinpoint on a map that'll get affected and not a whole area, you know, knowing the inner workings of it now and knowing that it kind of in a weird way helps you overcome that fear. And that's what I love doing as well with people that are deathly afraid of storms. I like helping people overcome that, armed with the knowledge that they need to be prepared.
And I think that's part of what we do that helps because, like you said, a lot of people have anxiety when it comes to severe weather, and I understand that. It is terrifying when you look at what happens. But what we see mostly is what happens out in Oklahoma and out in Nebraska and wide open areas with those big rope tornadoes, you know, and we do have devastating tornadoes in the South. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. But the images that we see of tornadoes most of the time come from those tornadoes out in the nation's midsection that are just horrifying to look at. And in most cases, they don't do that much damage because they're out in the middle of a cornfield somewhere. Right. The tornadoes we have here in the South, most of the time you can't see them because they're rain-wrapped, and a lot of times they happen during the nighttime where you can't see them anyway. So when storms start hitting here in the South, in our minds we see those things. We see Toto flying through the air. You know, that's what we think that's happening to us. And you're right. They cover such a small area. But you know what? If your house is that area that it's going to hit, then it automatically becomes your worst day. So that's what we do, and we're both passionate about being able to give the information to folks so that they're informed, so they at least know that it's coming. I guarantee you 90% of the people who've ever injured or lost their life in a tornado didn't really understand what was going on around them, and they were not prepared. You know, a structure takes a direct hit from an F5 tornado. There's not a whole lot that's going to withstand that. But there are a lot of people who are injured in severe weather events that didn't have to be, had they known what was going on. And that's where we come in to be able to relay that message and hopefully save a life or two down the road.
Right, absolutely. You know, talking about that and talking about being prepared and safe, you know, let's just call it Beauregard. I think about 19 or 20 out of 23 were in mobile homes. Yeah. You know, it's great affordable housing. You know, I love being able to have that, being able for people to have affordable housing that way. But in a tornado, it just takes an EF2 tornado to flip a mobile home and flip it like it's a toy across the road. And that's unfortunately what happened in Beauregard with a lot of people. So knowing that, what I say now, when there's a tornado watch, go find somewhere to stay. Go to a relative site-built home, go to a mall, go to a convenience store, go to Walmart, and hang out. You'll be under a watch probably 5 or 6 times a year, but it could be life-saving to you. So, you know, that's what I always say. You know, some people say, well, if you can get somewhere in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you're okay. No, I say when you get under the tornado watch, go ahead and just go somewhere until the watch is canceled, until the watch is over for your county, and then come on back. And I think it's a very, very, you know, I won't say inconvenient, but it's a very simple way to keep you safe. Just be in a site-built home and have that plan ready.
Yeah, and I preach that all the time, too. I tell folks, don't wait until a warning is issued to evacuate a mobile home. It's too late then. I mean, literally, unless your neighbor lives in your backyard, and even then that may be waiting too late because you don't want to be running across the yard in the middle of a tornado. But don't wait until a warning is issued. Do it when the watch is issued. That's what I preach also. and have a place pre-identified to go to evacuate from that mobile home, whether it's a friend, family member across the street, or like you said, Walmart, the grocery store, somewhere in a more stable structure to ride out that storm, because you're right, unfortunately in the South, that's where a lot of the injuries and deaths come from, is from mobile homes. I've lived in them all my life. Beautiful. There's nothing against mobile homes. It's just the simple matter of how they are manufactured, how they're built, and the fact that they're mobile. So it's just not strong enough to withstand something like that. And you got to have a plan. Especially if you're not familiar with the area and you may move in from somewhere else and you think we have a lot of tornado shelters around. Typically, we don't have that in the South, so it's kind of on you to identify a place to go to evacuate that mobile home during tornado. You know as well as I do, and me and you could sit here and talk about this until the moon comes up tonight.
And then goes back down.
And goes back down. Absolutely. We're just that passionate about weather coverage for our viewers across East Alabama and West Georgia. And I wish that we had all day and half the night to sit around and talk about it. But, I will be back in the county coming up at the end of July. We're going to be at the Vern Fest, just right down the road from where we are today, over at Warren Sewell Field. Gates open at 5 o'clock. Show starts at 7. Little Texas will be in concert that night. My good friend Kevin Moon from our radio stations over in Ashland and the Talladega area will be there. God's Country and the Classic. We're going to have a good time there, and I'll extend that invitation to you now to come back and hang out with us. Anytime you get to go sit in the middle of a football field and talk weather, I know you're going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm not going to tell y'all when I'm going to be at Hanley or Wadley. I'll probably be there a couple of times during the season. I'll have the white hat on. You might recognize me, so don't know if I'm going to do that and be. No, I'm kidding. I'll tell y'all. I don't mind doing that. I love Coach Strain, love Coach Motley down there at Wadley. Haven't had a chance to do any of the other Randolph County schools, Woodland or Randolph County. Ranburn's and Cleburne, right? So that doesn't count as a Randolph County school.
They just right up yonder. It ain't far. It's just right across the county line.
Yeah, we actually had Ranburn play Wadley, so I've actually had them just as the visiting team, not the home team. But yeah, I'll be up here, and like I said at the outset, I love coming up here because it's just far enough away from Auburn where it's like you're not there, but it's close enough to where it still feels like home, and the people here make you feel like you're at home.
Absolutely. Dana, thank you so much for coming by today. Dana's got to hit the road. He's headed up toward Cottlesville. You're coming over into my state now for an event coming up there tonight, so I'm going to let you get on the road. And, folks, we're going to be packing up here in the next few minutes as well, so if you were coming by to register for a T-shirt, come on. If you're headed up here, because it'll take us about 30 or 40 minutes to kind of get everything situated before we leave, so you got time to come by and pick up that T-shirt. If you've already won one or if you were coming to register for one, just stop by anyway. We'll see what we can do for you before we get out of here. And we appreciate everybody joining us today. We appreciate all the folks who stopped by. We got some serious neck hugs. Miss Tracy done got her some earrings. These were handmade, by the way, by one of our supporters here on Dr. Don's Weather. And this lady that did this has got a Facebook page, and she does these. These are handmade, and I will share that with you coming up on our next primetime forecast, so you can go take a look at these and make a purchase if you'd like to. I really appreciate that gift. It was very sweet of her to stop by and show this stuff to us and give us a sample, if you will. And all the folks that came by and registered for the T-shirts and a few donations that we received today. We appreciate that as well, because this is a little bit expensive. We do have to ask for donations and support every now and then. If you didn't come by and you want to support us, all you got to do is send us Facebook stars. That's absolutely the quickest way and easiest way to support us. Or you can go to DrDonWX.com. There is a donate button right there on the homepage to send us some love this afternoon. We would appreciate that. Again, Dana, thank you for coming by and spending time with us.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite, Don. And like you said, it's like looking in a mirror, my friend, when it comes to weather. It's like looking at a mirror. So I think we're going to do some great things, and I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Let's switch back over to the Southern Union State Community College live Doppler HD radar, and you can see those showers continue across West Georgia. They've been hanging out there pretty much all afternoon. They started over here in Randolph County about an hour after we started this morning, but they've kind of migrated over into West Georgia, and they've apparently hit a block wall over there. It's probably called that high pressure system. And so they're just sitting there. So some pretty heavy rain near Lone Oak right there along Highway 29, and then back up toward Villa Rica, some showers. Got a few showers trying to get going up around Anniston, but nothing across East Alabama and West Georgia. Maybe a few showers just south of the Valley Lynette area back over toward I-185, pretty close to the lake, and then also down there around Columbus. So it looks like good travel weather out there this afternoon. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for our stay here at the New Hope Volunteer Fire Department. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll be back in here with you tomorrow morning for another edition of our Prime Time Forecast. Hope you make your plans to join us. I'll see you then.